the gap between the two squares, you can see. Alright, me and Tom will show you. Tom, let's do a fucking example. We're in this square, and the other team are there. It's allowed one bounce. Right? It comes back over here. Right? So it's in there, look. It's in there, but obviously you've got 4 players. See? I want me to come. So, one bounce. Bounce must be, you can't knock it to the chest, Tom. Hey, you can't. So, if Tom comes, I can't do that and then hit it. But I can bounce it and then it must maximum 4 touches, Tom, because there's 4 players.
Right, yeah, one more thing on the service. Around the back line, half volley.
Hold on. Let's do the example, Mark.
Hey guys, there's 5 there. Walking all in the middle. So someone's here. No, your point. 1, so you get 1-0. Are you playing, Pat? Now we've got to try and get it up. We can go back in the interleague box. 2-0. It's going to go in that fucking square. You can have 4 touches. Hey, can we have a fucking substitution? No, because it's 4v4, you're going to fuck it up for the lad. So, I know, we'll get that one. We'll bring it here.
Come on, guys. Fuck the wheels.
Yes, get back over.
When they get it, then we change the teams.
21, Pat. Yeah. Yes.
Come on, son.
Come on, lads.
Get back in it.
Soon out.
to look at the camera.
Yes.
Okay. And action. I'm joined here by a member of the PSC coaching staff at the Luxol Stadium in Malta. Could you first tell me your name and your role in PSC, please?
Well, Mark Miller, coach and organiser of the tour.
Very good. So Mark, can you tell us a little bit about the showcase here in Malta and what has been set up for the boys during the trip?
Well, I was in the Sweden tour, you know, in Norway, and we got some players from that into Malta, and we spoke about bringing the tour to Malta because there's an interest. It's a level where we can put certain type of players here. And so 6 months later, here we are. We're in Malta, organised, all going well, sun shining. So we're pretty pleased so far with everything.
Very good. So you're here for a period of 2 weeks, Mark. How beneficial is it to have that length of time with the players and to see them against professional opposition?
Well, I think it is. You know, the difficult thing here is always to get games with the league going at the moment, and to get the games played at a proper time and on a good surface and a good place. So that was the first real difficult task. And the way the programme has gone, we've had the first 2 days training, and then we've played 4 games on the trot, and the size of the squad, it's allowed us to play 45 minutes every player, and they've been really good tests. We've played the 3 teams from the lower end of the Premier League, and we've played 1 in the top 4, and we've had success from that. We've won 3 and drawn 1, and so far that's gone well. But I think it's been a massive learning curve for the players, and to see what level these players are with the Maltese level, and to see if we were right to put them here, and it's a good place for them. It's sort of like that. And by the 4th game, there was some fatigue, especially the first group. And the first half, we lost 1-0. Second group came out and won 4. So that was great, you know. And we thought it might happen, you know. You're going 5 days like this, and it's hard. Their fitness isn't at the best because they've had a break during the Christmas period. So all in all, it was really good. It's been really good. And now we've got these 2 days to come down a little bit before our next game at the weekend. And then the second part of it we've got, which I think is a little bit of prestige, we've got Legia Warsaw and Grozny Terek, which one's a premier of Russian league and the other's second place in the Polish league. We think it's going to be a little bit tough. We've arranged these games because they've helped us play the other games here and use the grass pitches here as well as the artificial. And they will be tough tests, but it'll be towards the end of the tour where our fitness levels, our organisation will be better, and it will be of interest to see what happens. These teams are on a training camp here, so they'll be into their pre-season because they've had a winter break. So it'll be interesting to see how them games go. There'll be a real challenge for us, you know. So the programme, how it looks great so far.
That's great, Mike. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Cheers.
I'm joined here in Malta at the Luxol Stadium by a member of the PSC coaching staff. Could you firstly just tell me your name and your role in the company, please?
Yeah, my name is Patrick Walker, and I met up with PSC many years ago, but I came on board with them about 4 years ago on a tour to Turkey. I'm a manager up in Scandinavia for many years, played soccer in England, come from Ireland originally, and I'm head of the program up in Scandinavia for PSC.
Very good. So Patrick, what is the aim of this trip to Malta?
Well, this is a showcase tour, and how that works is from the combines in the States and testing that's done by players and some other players that would like to join in as well. If they're good enough, they get invited to come on the tour, and basically they get to play against top level teams in the various countries we visit and show their qualities and see if the clubs are interested, and that's what PSC work at, helping players develop and helping them to find good clubs.
Okay, and how do you feel that this trip has gone so far?
Yeah, well, it's typical of how these players you can imagine haven't played together as a team, so we put them together on a short notice, basically, couple of days training, and usually starts off with huge ambition and not a lot of control. And The first game was like that, very tense and anxious, 0-0 game. But from then on, it's gone excellently. They've gelled together. There's been very good victories in the games against top teams here on Malta. So it's been a really good tour so far.
Very good. And my last question for you, Patrick, is just regarding Malta. Do you think that it's a good place for these showcases? You can see the guys settling in here.
I do, absolutely, and it's my first time on Malta myself, and very impressed. And there's a lot of good facilities. I haven't visited them all yet. We're going to see some more, but the ones I've been at so far have been fine, and it's good. I've travelled quite a lot with tours and my clubs and so on, and I haven't been to Malta, and I will highly recommend it in the future.
Very good. Thank you, Patrick. I'm now joined by one of the PSC players. Could you just tell me your name and where you've come from, please?
I'm Gary Ceneranzo. I come from Scotland.
Very good, Gary. So, you were recruited by PSC. Could you just tell me a bit about your background with college or with your playing career so far?
I played senior in Scotland, professional for a couple of years with Cowden Beef, and then I played a year at Berwick Rangers in the third tier, and I also played non-league for 3 seasons with Spartans. Really good experience, and I got this opportunity to come with PSC.
Very good. So you've come here with PSC to Malta. How do you find it so far, and what are your thoughts on the area?
No, it's been brilliant. Really good experience, you know. And Malta's a beautiful place. The football, been really impressed. Good standard, and definitely the right decision to come here. And I'm glad PSC gave me the opportunity.
So Gary, you've played 4 games already. You're still undefeated. How do you feel that the matches are going, and how's the team is coming together?
No, definitely. You know, the first game was a bit sticky. We've never played together. It was difficult, but we still managed to get a draw. But every game we're progressing, we're improving, and we've definitely took on what the coaches have said. And yeah, we've done a lot better in the recent games, and hopefully we can just keep that up and keep getting better every day. Listen to the coaches, learn, and play the right way.
So you mentioned the coaches there. How have you felt getting to know the coaches and their coaching styles? How do you feel you've adapted to those?
Yeah, no, well, I've worked with some of the guys before in my previous tour, and yeah, second to none, first-class knowledge, and it's great. You know, you just take on board, you listen to everything they've got to say, and you just like a sponge, you just got to suck it up, and they know best. They've played at the highest level, and it's great, and it's just going to make us better players.
That's great, Gary. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
I'm joined now by one of our centre backs with the PSC team. Could you just tell me your name and where you're from, please?
Yep, my name is Joseph Jackson. I'm from Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Very good, Joseph. So, you were recruited by PSC. Could you just tell me a bit about your playing background?
Yep, started when I was 4, so really young, and then played throughout high school, and I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to West Virginia Tech in West Virginia, and then I did that for 4 years, and then I recently joined Woodbridge Strikers, League One, Ontario, and they are semi-professional.
Very good. So you're all here to try and get a professional contact, be it here in Europe or America, and it's a competitive situation. But how has the process been going so far, getting to know the players and getting to know the coaching staff?
Obviously, at the beginning, it was a little difficult. A lot of guys coming in from different places and new atmosphere. But within the first couple of days, learning the schedule, I think we've blended really well. Spent a lot of time with each other, and we're all here for the same reason. So when you put that together, all of us are on the same team, and we're doing well right now.
Very good. So what do you think of Malta here and the Maltese teams?
First time here, but I love it already. The city's beautiful. I think the culture, the way the people are, and the football in general is great as well.
Very good, Joe. And my last question is, you've played 4 games so far. You're still undefeated. How do you feel that those games have gone, or how did you feel in playing them?
The first game was difficult. Like I said, we were coming from different places, different playing styles. And after the next day in the practice, I think we gelled a little bit better. The teams that we've been playing are very competitive. So once we come together and we do what we're supposed to do through the coaches and just the way that we know we can play, it's going well.
Great. Thank you very much, Chef.
No problem.
Do you want to wait till he stopped talking, Mark? Because he's got a very loud voice, hasn't he? Booming.
Can you say something, please? Just test.
Just testing.
I'm joined now by Managing Director of PSC, Paul Taylor, here at the Luxol Stadium. Paul, could you just tell me a little bit about...
Can you go in the sun, please?
In the sun.
In the sun.
Oh, it's hard, isn't it? To do that without squinting, isn't it, in the sun?
I'm joined now by PSC Managing Director, Paul Taylor. Paul, could you tell me a little bit about this showcase here in Malta?
Yes, we've been doing showcases in various countries for over 6 years now with the American players, and through Mark Miller, a player that used to play for me a long time ago, who's been the under-21 coach here, Maltese under-21, and Valletta and Hibernian coach, we've decided to come over here, and he's arranged a very good tour and very good games that we're going to play against. So we're hoping that through this that we've already got 5 players, American players, playing in Malta Premier League, and we're hoping to have more after these games that we've had.
Very good. So you've played 4 games so far, and you're still undefeated. You must be happy with that, or how do you feel things are going?
Yeah, I'm happy with the results in the main. We drew the first game on this field against St Andrews, but that was our first game. We'd only had 1 training session before that. They've come on very much since that first game, and we've won a couple of games. The last game, a little bit disappointed with the first half, but I think that was through fatigue in that we're training and playing games over the last 4 days. But pretty pleased, and hopefully that we continue to do that.
Very good. And you've mentioned that you have some players already here in Malta. Do you see with this current group, you think some of the players would adapt and be able to stay here and play?
I'm absolutely sure that they will be able to play. As you've seen with the results against Premier teams that we've played already, there's no doubt that these boys can play at this level. But what some of these clubs have got to understand is that it may take a little bit of time. They're coming out of college, very talented players, but they need a little bit of professional coaching. But that's what I've done all my life at various clubs I've been in England, and particularly Walsall. I've took the very much emphasis on younger players and developed them into good players with good coaches. And that's what they need to do. But they've got the talent to not only play here, but to play here and move on and play at a high level.
Very good. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. fun. We're doing a relaxed day, fun day for you for the first time. We've been working hard, but this is still the same. It's fun and enjoying it, but it's two touch, 1 and 2 touch type of play. Patrick, what are you going to say?
Just looking at you there, guys. Tuning in. When you play 1 and 2 touch football, you have to be thinking ahead all the time. And if you get caught in possession, it's because you've not looked up and you've not looked for the options. So your first touch can get you out of trouble, like Mark showed you earlier on. You're not using your vision. Hey, I was talking to a couple of you during it. Get your head up before you get the ball. A top player, ball into his feet, he's got an idea already. And that's, some of you weren't tuned in and you got caught in possession a lot. So take that with you. Hey, going forward. If you dwell on the ball and don't keep it moving, you hear us say, keep it moving, then the other guy will move. He'll be available. And he won't have to make 6 runs and then get fed up doing it because he never gets the ball.
Looking to improve all the time. But we actually beat the best club the other night. And everyone gave a very good performance. The standard that we talked about, we're looking for. You're looking not to drop below the standard. You're getting better and you're going to get better before the end of the trip. And we've got some Terek, the Russian Premier team, and Legia Warsaw from Poland. So, you know, hopefully the games we've had in the training and the good coaching and the people that we've got here will get you in good stead to get a good result. Okay?
Alright boys, that's it. That's all the stretches.
No, that's definitely a foul, bro. I'm trying to chase him. Bro, I'm trying to chase you and he like this. He pulling me back, bro. Hold on. I went like this, bro. That's it. I was still trying to go and you still like it.
Joined here at the sunny Luxol Stadium by another PSC player. Could you just tell me your name and where you're from, please?
My name's Zachary Adler. I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Very good, Zach. So, could you tell me about how you were recruited by PSC and just a bit about your soccer background, please?
Well, I heard about PSC through a friend. I went to the Houston Combine and I performed well. I was contacted by Simon and Tom to come out here to Malta.
Very good. So, before PSC, who were you playing with, or youth teams or anything? Who did you play with?
I was playing in the MPSL last year with Dallas City FC. Before that, I played 4 years at college in Stevens Institute of Technology, Division III.
Okay, Zach. So, what are your thoughts on the Malta trip so far? How do you think the setup is going and the games?
I think everything's going pretty well so far. We've got 3 wins out of 4 games. We haven't lost. We got a tie in 1. We're definitely learning a lot here from the coaching staff, and our experience in Malta has been great. It's been nice to play against this fast pace.
And what do you think of Malta as a place? You think you could settle in here?
Yeah, I think I could definitely settle in. It seems pretty friendly so far. I've definitely had a good time being here.
And have you any highlights of the showcase so far?
I feel like I definitely performed well last game. I created 2 chances. We got 2 goals off of them. I didn't finish them myself, but I got the assist, so it felt good.
Good stuff. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
You got this.
I'm joined now by the PSC goalkeeper for this Malta trip. Could you tell me your name, please, and where you're from?
My name is Danny Fondez. I'm from Seattle, Washington.
Very good, Danny. So, you were recruited by PSC. Could you just tell me about how that process happened and a bit about your soccer background?
Well, I heard about PSC through a friend. He was actually taken to Sweden. So I went down to the Salinas, California combine, and I was contacted from there to come to the Malta trip.
Very good. And before PSC, what teams did you play with?
So I was signed to Sounders to a USL team, and before that I played 3 years in Chile.
Okay. So how have you found Malta so far, and what are your thoughts on it as an island?
I like it a lot. The scenery is really nice, especially to train. You have the ocean in the background. Everything's pretty calm.
That's cool. So we've played 4 games so far and still undefeated. How have you felt that the team are playing as a team together, and what do you think about the opposition?
Especially now, I feel a lot better with the team. We've been able to play well together, building up confidence, looking a lot sharper than the first games, which is nice. Competition here is really nice. Tough, going for tough tackles. It's interesting to see what happens overseas compared to home.
And how are you finding the coaching staff so far? Think they've been helpful in what they're teaching you every day?
They've been helpful a lot, especially gluing us together as a team and making us functional. A lot of good advice from them, so making sure we take that to heart.
Yeah. And finally, have you had any highlights of the tour so far? Anything that stood out for you?
Mostly just winning the games, having a couple important saves in the games, just having the support from my teammates.
Okay, Danny, thank you.
Thank you.